Hi, this is Jill, and this is the full practice. Today we're going to focus on the pose Bakasana, or crane pose. And it's an awesome pose because it requires you to use this, what people call core, right? That sense of lift, or what we call Uddiyana Bandha. And it also helps to develop really nice arm strength as well. And we're going to focus on the theme of the practice. This practice is going to inspire us to move from inside, from a place of strength. So we'll come to Samasthiti, standing still and straight. Close the eyes for a moment and connect to bandhas. So Mula Bandha, you feel that pelvic floor engage. Uddiyana, feel a nice sense of lift. And then closing the eyes and just pausing for a moment. And we'll start with Surya Namaskar A, letting the hands come down. Big breath in. Reaching up, exhale, fold. Taking the hands down, inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, go ahead and take your body back to plank. Hold the plank and really notice, is your tail under or is your butt sticking up? Pull the belly in, press up through the shoulders. And then you can take the knees down if you need to. We're gonna lower down into a push-up. The elbows come back, stay wide across the back as much as you can, and then come forward, upward facing dog. Inhale, lift the sternum. You might wanna lift the knees off if you can. Tail under, but you don't have to. And then from here, pull the belly in, round the spine, and then take it to down dog. And breathe. And again, because if it's your first down dog of the day, it's okay to bend your knees and just kind of play around here. But make sure your belly's lifted and not pushing out. We're gonna need that support. Keep pulling the belly in and breathe into the entire rib cage. And now we're gonna slowly make your way up, but really thinking about lift here. So push down with the hands and pull the belly in, lift up, find that lift, and then make your way up and fold. Inhale, lengthen and rise. Reaching, exhale, hands down. And we're gonna do it again. Inhale, reach, exhale, fold. Taking the hands down, look up and lengthen. You can lift the heels, make your way back, hold that plank nice and strong, and then bending the elbows and drawing in a little bit. Pull the belly way in, lower, rise up. And then we're gonna come through, upward facing dog, lead with the sternum, and exhale, taking it back, downward facing dog. And breathe here, a big breath in, and exhale. Inhaling, reaching, exhaling, and again. And again, making our way up to the front. So really pushing with the hands, lifting the belly, finding your way all the way up there. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen, and rise up. And exhale, hands down. And now we're gonna do a modified Surya Namaskar B. So we're gonna use the blocks. Inhale if you have them. And exhale, fold. We're gonna place them where our hands go. And this is gonna help us find even more lift, more sense of that lift up. So if you wanted to, you might be able to lightly hop back or walk back, but keep the lift of the belly. And then we're gonna lower and rise. And then come through. You might be able to roll over your toes if you have this height. And that's kind of nice because then you get a little bit of a lift. You don't have to do that. Let's lift the right leg. And then from here, you're gonna try and pull that knee up to your face for a moment and then push it back. And then do it again, pull way up and then put it down. And that's that lift we're talking about, right? So now reaching forward with your arms, start to reach, come up into a high lunge here. Now we're gonna bend the back knee and just hold for a moment. Try to take your back butt under, right? So you're getting a nice stretch on that left hip flexors, right on the top of that hip. And now start to straighten the leg, lift up to go back into this high lunge. Keep lifting the sternum, keep lifting, keep breathing. And now inhale, rise up, reach forward, pull your right butt back, and take your hands down and step back. And then we're gonna lower, pulling the belly in. Rise and come forward. You could roll maybe, and then see if you can roll. If not, it's okay though. Downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg up. Now we're gonna pull in, try to almost kiss your knee. Lift up, and then pull it in, step up. And then we're gonna rise up so you could reach your arms forward. Reach up into this high lunge. Now we're gonna bend the back knee and take the tail under, so you're stretching the hip flexors on that right side. Just stay there for a moment, gazing straight ahead. And now slowly start to straighten the leg and come into more of a back bend. So lift the sternum, reach, be expressive, reach. And now to come out, you're gonna reach forward, take the hands down and step back. And then we'll lower down and we'll rise up. And if you can, roll, and then maybe lift, roll. Downward facing dog. And just stay here and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Keep lifting the belly. Breathing and exhale. And again. Bend the knees, find a target. See if you can push down, lift up, or walk up. Either way, bend. And now bend the knees, reach the arms, and come to stand. Bend the knees. Let's do it one more time. Reach the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look up. If you wanted to try this, you would come to your toes, really push down with the hands. Lift. Try to keep your shoulders right where they are. Boom. Pull the belly in and lower. And rise and come through. Inhale and exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go ahead, lift the right leg, step it through. And now we're gonna rise up into that high lunge again. But this time we're gonna rise up, put the outer edge of the left foot down and come into warrior one. Keep lifting the sternum, breathing. Inhale, exhale, start to rise up. Lift the back heel, reach forward, take the hands down and step back. And then we're gonna lower, belly stays in, rise up, come forward, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. And then lifting the left leg and step it forward. And then start to reach, reach, reach. And now we're gonna lift up, put the back heel down and soften into warrior one. And breathe here, inhale and exhale. Inhale here, lifting the back heel, reaching forward, pulling the left butt back. Take the hands down, step back and lower and rise and come through. Inhale and exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe here, inhaling and exhaling. Inhale and exhale. A couple more breaths. Now find your target. Bend the knees. Push down, lift up. And land. And hold. And now bend the knees. Reach the arms. And come to stand. Now let's go ahead and step out. Hip width. Inhale here. Pull your belly in as you come forward. You can use your hands to do that. And we're gonna just grab behind the calves, like right at the calves, and pull your body down. Your head doesn't have to come to the shins, you're just pulling down. But I do want you to straighten your legs. So energy in the legs. Even if you're out here, that's okay. Just pull, but don't use your neck, use your back muscles. See where you can go. Pulling. And now inhale, lengthen. Take your hands on your waist, pull the belly in, and rise up. Now we come to Samasatihi, standing still and straight, ready for the standing postures. So we're gonna go ahead and set up our props. I'll put a block here and a block here. So now we're gonna step out and we're gonna come into Udhita Trikonasana, extended triangle pose. So turn the left foot in, the right foot out, and reach. And you can go ahead and take your hand down to the prop, move it so it's right under your shoulder, and keep drawing your right hip back. Then slowly start to turn your right ribs up towards the ceiling and look up if that feels good. And then inhale, we're gonna rise up. And then from here, we're gonna melt into Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. So just feel that sense of almost like you're lifting up to go down. And you're trying to open this front knee and maybe make a right angle here. And gently, your drishti or your gaze over your fingertips. And then from here, Utthita Parshvakonasana, side angle. So I like to circle that top arm, it just feels nice. And then adjust your block as you need, right? Trying to make a right angle at that right knee and turn. And if you want to, you could gaze up towards your hand or maybe straight ahead if that was better in your neck today. And then inhale here, start to rise up. And we'll do the other side. So turn your right foot in and your left foot out. Inhale here, reach, Utthita Trikonasana. Take the block so it's under your armpit. You're not leaning on it though, you're lifting out of it. And you're really pulling this left butt back and turning your ribs. And if it was okay, you could look up to the hand or you could look straight ahead. And then inhale here and rise up. And now we're gonna melt into that Warrior Two. So from here, almost feel like you're lifting up to go down. It's light. And you bend, gaze over the fingertips, pull the belly way in. Almost a right angle or a right angle. See if you can find that drishti over the fingertips. And then Utthita Parshvakonasana. You can circle the top arm, reach. Maybe you wanna take it down to the block. And turn the left ribs to the right. And breathe, either gazing up to the hand, ceiling, or straight ahead. And now let the hand just drop and rise up. And now let's do Prasarita Padottanasana. So take your hands on your waist and pull the belly in. We really want that lift. And we're gonna do the variation where you grab the big toe. So you're gonna hook the first two fingers around your big toe and seal it in with your thumb and pull your body down to the floor. So make sure you're not here. You're using your back body to pull, but you're not in your neck. And straighten those legs. Now try to get the hips a little more forward. Breathing here, inhaling. And now inhale, look up and lengthen. Take the hands on the waist and rise up. Let's come into a goddess pose since we're here. So come on down. You're trying to get the butt under and open the knees, right? So you're not leaning forward. And then just melt. But there's a nice sense of lift as you melt. And breathe, inhaling. Exhale. And now inhale, go ahead and rise up. Now we're gonna turn back to the right. So turn the left foot in and the right foot out. Now we're gonna have both hips facing the same direction. Let's do a variation here. It's Parshvottanasana, but where the hands are behind the head. And get a sense of lifting up here. And now we're gonna come forward. So you're really pulling your right butt back. Don't come all the way. Just as long as just go as far as you can keep your spine straight. Then release the head. And stay here for a moment. See how that feels. And now inhale, lengthen. Let's take the left hand to the block and come into Pavrita Trikonasana, revolve triangle. So trying to get my head in alignment with my tailbone, reaching long. And try not to twist in the hips, but do turn the sternum. So you're turning the left ribs to the right and turn and lengthen and lengthen. And then inhale here, start to rise up. And we'll go to the other side. So turn your right foot in. Both hips are facing the same direction, hands behind the head. Inhale, lift the sternum. A little bit of a back bend, and then come forward. Keep pulling your left butt back. Straighten that left leg, hold, and then fold. And breathe. Inhale, just notice what's happening. Exhale, opening up the hamstrings on that left leg. Inhale, lengthen. Now adjust your block. Take your right hand to the block and start to reach up with the left hand. Keep pulling the left butt back and allowing the crown of your head and their tailbone to pull away from each other as you turn and reach and turn and breathe. And then inhale here and slowly rising up. And now we're going to step just for a moment to Samasthiti, standing still and straight. We're going to go ahead and do Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, a standing balance. So you could use the wall, right? I would have my left hand on the wall. We're going to bring the right leg up, but you don't have to. And then from here, we're going to grab the big toes. You could, of course, use the wall, right? And then we're going to extend. You could be bent, but do your best. Then we're going to fold in here if you can. And hold, really pull the belly in. Then we rise up. You could always be holding. Then we release. Hold, hold, hold. Wow. Something that looks so easy, but it requires a lot of core or inner strength. So let's do the other side. You're always welcome to touch the wall. So bring the knee up first. And then let's go ahead and grab the toes. And from here, extend the leg. And then from here, see if you can bow forward, pulling the belly way in, dropping the shoulder. Now rise up, and then see if you can hold that leg out there. Breathe, hold, 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 and down. And now we're ready for Bakasana. So we're gonna vinyasa our way there, but first I'm gonna get rid of we're gonna do some house cleaning. We'll just put these aside. Samasthiti, inhale, reach the arms up, and exhale, fold. Inhale here, look up and lengthen, and let's just walk back to downward facing dog. And pause here for a moment. We're gonna jump up and land in a squat, but with the feet together. So try to have your feet together. And then from here, we're gonna bend the elbows out to the side. It feels like they're going out to the side and down. We're trying to get the knees up as high as we can. They might slip down, that's all right. Now you find a target, something forward, and you look there. You start to go forward, forward, forward. See if your feet can lift off, and then you try to bend the knees more and straighten your arms more, and then come down. Now, if you didn't get your feet off the floor or that was really hard, that's okay. But I just want you to get the feeling of pushing. So I'll teach it now with the block, which is a modification. So let's go give that a go. We'll start in downward facing dog. And this time, let's walk up slowly. And really just feel that lift. Now see if you can, this is the hard part, the setup, put your feet up on the block, right? Now you're already, this kind of feels a little vulnerable, right? Because you're already high, but try to get your knees in the armpits, or they can be closer to the elbows. The elbows go out and down, right? And then just lean forward. And maybe this is all you do, right? But you might be able to lift off, who knows? But even if you didn't lift off, just getting that sense of lift is building strength in a really good way. So now let's go ahead and put the blocks back down, and we're gonna make our way to seated. So we'll do that from down dog. See if you can either walk up or lightly lift up and maybe land your feet. Then we're gonna move these blocks, and we're gonna see if we can use that to lift up and come down. Don't worry if you didn't lift up, it's just for a feeling, but make your way down to the floor in a way that's comfortable for you. I'm gonna put the blocks aside for a moment. I'm gonna use an exercise band. It's just a light one for this section, but if you don't have one, you just mimic the same motion. You don't need one. But we're gonna put it around our feet. Make sure you're sitting up tall in Dandasana. If not, you could bend your knees so that your pelvis isn't back. I want you to really be sitting tall. So we're gonna sit up tall, and we're gonna do a few pulls. We were doing a lot of pushing just then, you may have noticed. So this is kind of a counter to that. So we're gonna pull back and lift up. If you can sit up tall, you could straighten your legs. And now we're gonna allow a rounding forward just for a moment, and then stack your spine. Now feel what it feels like to sit up really tall and lift the sternum. And then you can let it come forward again, And one more time, just feel that lifting up really, really tall. Notice how that feels. And then let it come forward a little bit. Now we're gonna do a roll back to the floor. So this is really nice. It's a stretch to the spine. But again, if you didn't have your strap, you could just modify on your way down, and I'll show you. So we're gonna curl back, curl back, curl back, curl back. And then we're gonna lift the sternum. And then we're gonna curl and come all the way back up. So if you didn't have the strap, it would just look like, but do it again if you do. And maybe you put your hands here, lift up. So you just assist with your hands. Come all the way up. Now we're gonna go to the side. So curl back, and we're gonna lift. Come to the center, and come up. And then curl back, turn to the right. If you didn't have your strap, you'd pull and lift up this way, and curl and come up. And then we're gonna do one more of these. So if you didn't have your strap, you're just gonna pull in and lift up one more time, and we're just gonna hold this and really feel that lift and that opening, and then slowly reach out. Now let's put the strap aside, and we'll do a roll back all the way down to the floor, and we'll come over the blocks. So you could place your blocks right where your shoulder blades are gonna be. So just take a breath in here, and exhale, start to curl back, curl back, curl back, and find that place under the shoulder blades, placing that block. And then you can place your other block. Let's reach up nice and long here. So you can elevate your shoulders and just feel that nice stretch right across the front of the shoulders. Should feel nice. Be gentle with yourself and breathe. You could keep your legs straight for this one because it's more of a restorative one. Just breathe. We're just focusing on the upper body here. Really breathing. And then inhale here, reach the arms. Start to curl and come all the way up and sit up. And then let's come into a Bakasana for a moment. So take your feet together, scoot your butt up, and see if you could kind of open the feet. And from here, we're just gonna take a gentle forward bend. So we're just trying to open a bit. So starting to come forward, just feel that nice opening, nice stretch. Breathe. Only take it to where you can, dropping the shoulders, breathing, releasing, and then inhale, rise up. We're gonna do a little bit of a fun pose. So a little bit of a balance on your butt. You can curl your tail under a bit and start to reach up and just lift up here. Open everything up. A nice sense of a back bend. Just stay there. And breathe and try to smile. Just lifting the sternum. And then we bring everything in. And now we're gonna clear the blocks and come all the way down to the floor. But we'll do it with the roll back. Inhale here. No props, let's see how you go. Exhale, curl and come down. Pull the belly in. You can always use your hands, coming all the way down. And then pause. And now we'll do a bridge. So from here, we're just gonna lift the butt up, lift it up high, and hold for a moment. Let's go ahead and reach the arms. Now we're gonna stretch it all out, curl to come down. Curl, keep reaching the arms all the way down. And then let the hands come down. Let's do that again, it feels nice. Exhale, curl up. Lifting, reach the arms, and curl all the way down. Hands by your sides. Good, let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. Let's get the glute stretch, pull way in. You can gently open that right knee with your right elbow, pulling in. Breathe. Make sure there's no tension in your shoulders. Try to draw the shoulders down as you pull in. Now let's go a little deeper. Let's get into that piriformis, that deep glute. So maybe you could cross your legs a little bit more, right? And pull in. If this is causing too much tension in your neck, just stay where you were. But see where you can go. You can play around with this, right? You could play around with that angle at the knee. And now we're gonna go ahead and come into a twist. So if you can stay in this, stay in it. If you have to be a little wider, that's okay. But we're just gonna take the legs over now to the left. And maybe take your gaze to the right or straight up and breathe. The twist should feel really nice along that right side, above my right hip. It feels really in the chest, the right chest. Feels great. And then inhale, come up. And we'll just switch sides, cross the left ankle over and pull in. And breathe. No tension in your neck. I'm using this left elbow to open this knee and I'm pulling in, really feeling that glute. Then I'm gonna go a little deeper by crossing a little deeper, playing around with the angle at the knee, bending more, maybe not, just where do I feel that? Deep in the piriformis, deep in there. And breathe. And now if you can stay in this pose, great. Otherwise you could go a little wider, right? Let's just go over to the right this time and take your gaze to the left if you can, or straight up. It feels really nice here, along here, and just breathe. And breathe, and slowly coming back. I always think this is kind of funny. We did the pose Bakasana, but as you come into this happy baby, this is kind of the pose. But this is a little easier. And then go ahead, give yourself a nice hug in and come into Shivasana and stay in this place. So find a place where you can just leave the body, just for total relaxation of the body. And you just find ease and peace. And stay in that sense of peace and ease. This is the practice. And you can stay here as long as you want. But I'm gonna go ahead and take us out. Shivasana. So to do that, you wanna stay in this peace as you start to become aware of your breath and maybe start to move the fingers, the toes. And as you're ready, slowly pulling the knees up. You could pull your knees up into your chest and roll to the side. Pause in a fetal position and just stay there for a moment, noticing that you're staying in that same state. And then you could slowly make your way up to seated. You could use your hands. And just find yourself in this nice, supported, but easy, steady seat. And stay in that sense of practice. Live it and share it and be it. Namaste.